Welcome to Nawiri Wellness Stories. Here we share stories about how different experiences in life can affect how we feel and our overall wellness. These stories help us to appreciate our tough times and sometimes suggest ways we can positively move forward. We seek to show that these experiences are common and there are ways out of the challenges they present. Today's story is about blended family stories, to share or not to share. Emmanuel's story. Emmanuel was an only child to his mother, and he went about life as a typical 4-year-old. He played, he explored, he broke things, as kids in his age group would. One day, when he came back from school, he found visitors in his house. There was a lady who was introduced as Auntie Grace, and a young girl called Sophia. Emmanuel loved visitors and proceeded to engage Sophia in play. These visitors stayed. Emmanuel's home was a 2-bedroom house. When visitors came, they would be given a mattress to sleep in the living room. This time round, he was taken to sleep in the living room, and Auntie Grace slept in his bedroom. Being the young one he was, he asked why. He was brushed off, and he let it slide. He thought in his head that things would revert to the norm he was familiar with. Things didn't revert. Auntie Grace stayed. Auntie Grace was his stepmother who had moved in to live with them. Both Emmanuel's mom and Auntie Grace were to live in the same house for a while to come. Emmanuel and Sophia, being children, got along fairly well. Emmanuel's mom was a generous soul and would buy things for both children when she went shopping. Auntie Grace, on the other hand, was stingy. She preferred to give things to Sophia secretly and exclude Emmanuel. On one occasion, Auntie Grace called Sophia to her bedroom. When Sophia came out of the room, she had a small piece of bread with peanut butter on it to share with Emmanuel. Emmanuel was grateful for this gesture and wondered why Auntie Grace didn't see it fit to call him in with Sophia at the same time. Years later, Sophia and Emmanuel remained close, and as adults, they had occasion to reflect on some of their childhood experiences. It dawned on them that the actions of Auntie Grace were intended to show preference for her child, Sophia, and possibly create distance between them as children. Luckily for them, this did not happen. They laughed at the fact that while back then as children peanut butter was such a scarce resource, now as adults they could afford it in abundance. Life in polygamous families can present with myriad experiences, some of which can be traumatizing. When adults choose to treat children in the same environment differently, with one of the children getting preferential treatment over the others, it can lead to the disenfranchised children feeling less than and not deserving of certain considerations. It can also lead to the children developing a dislike for the favored child, all of which are not good for healthy relationships and self-development. Some individuals end up adversely affected by such discriminatory treatment well into adulthood. If you have experienced such discriminatory treatment and are seeking change, engaging with a trauma therapist would be helpful. Have you experienced such discriminatory behavior in your childhood? How did you cope? Are you seeing any adverse effects in your adulthood? We'd like to hear your story. You may reach us on 0745 Nawiri, that is 0745 629 474, email nawiriwellness@gmail.com. Our social handle is @Nawiri Wellness.